Hi everybody, it's Marcy, and I'm back with the cover of my file folder flip book, and I wanted to show you how it came out. The first thing I did, and I don't remember if I told you in my first video how I was planning to do it, I stamped all over the blank file folder with some of my ledger stamp. Then I used some avocado dyed paper and some coffee dyed paper, and then just some sort of cream colored lined paper. Glued that all down, and then went over the entire thing with some mineral oil. Here's what I've learned. I love the way it looks. Having said that, here's what I now know. Just like when you're doing a lot of painting and a lot of other color work, light to dark. If I'd been smart, I would have put the lined paper down first and then placed coffee dyed or avocado dyed paper over it. That way these edges would be behind the coffee dyed or avocado dyed paper. Having said that, I'm not unhappy with it, just lesson learned and something I should have known and didn't even give any thought to. Anyway, so everything is now completely dry. Oh, and on the inside, I used coffee dyed paper, or I'm sorry, avocado dyed paper all the way around the edges, and then some of the shabby dabby doodah paper across the middle. It wasn't tall enough to go top to bottom, so I just gave it a nice border. And this I did not cover with the mineral oil. So now the next thing I want to do is, because I'm folding this paper at such a crease, anywhere where I've crossed that crease line and I'm now trying to fold it down, the paper is going to have a tendency to crack and pull up a little bit, which I fully expected. That's absolutely fine. So, for two reasons. Number one, to help with the cracking and to get rid of it, I've got a nail file here, and I'm basically going to sand it. So not only will this, well, it'll kind of distress the journal, but it will also decrease the bulk right there on the seam. And it'll help me get rid of any little flyaway paper edges. So very simply, I'm going to do that on all the creases, and then I will also go around the edges and do the same thing. And I'll be doing that on the outside, and then I'll be going back to the inside and folding it the other way and doing the exact same thing. Just sanding some of that down, which helps decrease the bulk, which will be especially helpful on the inside. Then once I've got that completely done all the way around, I will be taking here I've got some very, very, very thin sari silk that I will be putting down on the inside. on each of my 3 spine pieces on the inside. Okay. And I will probably tack glue those, but then I will be sewing around them and probably sewing around the entire thing. So that'll be the next thing that I do. On the outside, because the folds all go this way, I can use something a little thicker, but I still don't want something that's going to be real bulky. But on the outside, I think I will use muslin, which is a little thicker than this sari silk that I've got, but it's not very thick at all. And I will do the same thing. Tack, glue it down, and then sew around it. That gives me some good reinforced spines on this flip book, and I think it'll look really neat. So that's what I'm going to do with my cover. And in case you're following along, you can do that as well. The other thing I probably will do before the next video, once we've got that done, I probably will start decorating my outside cover a little bit. Again, I'm not going to be doing anything bulky. I'll just be using stuff from the Shabby Dabby Doodah digital kit. That's it. I'm not going to be adding lace. Nothing like that. Then I can also start decorating some of my pockets and envelopes that I made. The one thing to bear in mind is on some of these, for instance, this tall pocket that we made, regardless of where we put it, chances are that would make a good flip out page if we put it on hinges. Okay? So, for that, I might need to want to decorate the front and the back. The policy envelope will most likely, again, following Jessica Rapp's idea, most likely will go here with the flap at the bottom, so that when we're ready, we can glue this flap closed and make it a little tuck spot. We'll also be taking an edge off this so that we can make, I forget, this is 8.5 by 8.7, 8 7/8 by 3 3/4 wide. So we can make a tall little pamphlet for journaling to go in here. Probably 8.5 by 3.5 or something like that. So if we cut down this side, we'll be able to do that. So, and I tell you that only because if you're following along again and doing some decorating, you will want to bear in mind, I plan to put mine with the flap down at the bottom. So in order for my decorations to be right side up, I'm going to want to remember that. And again, that will be a flip. So I'll want to decorate both sides. This invitation envelope will make another little notepad to go in. Probably about 4 by 6. We'll cut down this edge. This can go in. And again, we can glue this flap down such that it becomes a tuck spot. Okay. This little envelope and this sack and this coin envelope, I think will be just glued down. No hinge needed. the tall library pocket, I will be folding mine down and creating a little pocket that way, but this one will also be just glued down, so I don't have to worry about the back. But if I get that far, I may want to worry or think about, okay, when that folds down, what would I want there? And how would I want to do a closure there? Then the other two library pockets, one I plan to hinge, and the other, I believe, will be just glued down. Is that right? Yes. Let me double check that so I'm not lying to you. That way, if you are following along. Okay, the bag will be glued down. Yes. One library pocket will be glued down, the other one will be on a hinge. And I've got to decide, since mine aren't exactly the same size, I've got to decide which one I would want hinged and which one I would want glued down. So, instead of having you watch me sand and start decorating, all of that I probably will, well, I will be doing off camera, but I wanted to let you know and show you exactly what I was going to do. Plus, I wanted to show you how my mineral oil came out on. This was, like I said, this was just coffee dyed paper. It may have been tea dyed. I can't remember now. But it transluced up very prettily. And then the avocado day paper got really dark. Really dark. So, but I really like the way that looks. And I did spray a sealer on it, just to make me feel a little better about it. Anyway, so that's it for now. In my next video, I probably will have some tabs made as well. And hopefully we can start putting this thing together. So until then, please stay safe, be healthy, or be safe, stay healthy, and happy crafting. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.